Oh, hello again. It's me, Genuine. Previously on the rolls we made. Despite the gang's home lives being turned upside down by new arrivals and changes, Wren, Hemlock, and Salt managed to muster up the courage to try out for the school play. Wren takes on the role of assistant director and convinces Fizzy to give Hemlock the lead role as Talgon, while only giving Salt the less impressive role of Paladin. Everything seemed like it was going great, until the gang showed up backstage to see Fizzy being enveloped by a globe of green energy. Just before Fizzy could disappear entirely, Salt managed to cast a protection spell upon him, which somehow messed with the green globe. Then the globe burst, and Fizzy disappeared, leaving the gang face to face with another one of those horrifying spectral figures. This is the third one, by the way, which said to them only 3 words: break a leg. Do you think the gang can figure out this junior jumble? I don't. It's time for the rolls we made.
I was thinking, it's like Dungeons and Dragons is cool, but they need to make a game that's just one or the other.
One dungeon or one dragon?
Yeah, I'm gonna make my own version, and I'm gonna call it "Oops, All Dragons."
Oh my god,
That's awesome.
that's what we should do after this wraps up.
All dragons.
That's a T-shirt. You get the Captain Crunch.
I know.
And dude, I'd fucking do that.
Brilliant.
All drag, but then so what? Instead of like different class types, it'd be different dragons.
Yeah, and then you would be fighting bad dragons on the back of a giant dragon.
Whoa.
Because
All
it's just soup to
dragons.
nuts dragons. It's
Oh
nothing
my
but
God.
dragons.
We used to have to joke about oops all berries, and they were like, they've been making that mistake for years.
I like
it
the
was
Griffin
Robert.
McElroy one where he has the video. He's just like, you do not have to apologize.
The sheriff has shown up, as well as Deputy Linnell and the other deputy that you've never talked to.
Oh, dreads.
Dreads. You guys are being allowed to stay in the auditorium because effectively you're witnesses. Right now, the sheriff is talking to Professor Wisp, and also in the room is Professor Danvers, who is very fucking interested in what you guys experienced, and she's like kind of going around backstage with her blue crystal. Dell is also around, but she's kind of just observing. She's not doing anything active. Some of the other kids who sort of witnessed it from the door are in there. Halifax is in there, along with a couple of other kids. And really, you guys are just waiting to be told you can leave. I'm being completely honest, because Professor Wisp is trying to explain to Klein like what's going on, which is Fizzy's disappeared.
Boring.
We don't know what happened.
Boring. That's your one friend. Well, we're your friends, but that's your friend.
Hey now. Friends with everyone. And the Lord.
What do you guys want to do?
Look for clues.
Yeah, can we sleuth? I want to sleuth.
You
a
can
little bit.
sleuth. So the area that you're in is backstage where people would have been changing their clothes, like not exactly a green room, more like a green set of curtains. Because there's like a curtained off area where you can change and do your makeup and stuff. The curtains pulled back. Professor Danvers is going over lots of the desks and the floor and like the costume racks and stuff with her blue crystal. So how do you guys want to investigate this room?
Can I use my detect magic?
Yes, if you mark off.
I'm going to use my detect magic.
Mark off that you have spent a spell.
I don't have a pen, but I
Well,
will
all
mark it up here.
Magic. What are you trying to find exactly?
I'm just trying to find like not a trail. Would that make sense? Because they disappeared, so there wouldn't really
Yeah, I can make the argument that, like, based on what happened, you would assume there's some kind of magical
just an
essence still
yeah,
around.
I'm looking
Okay,
for
yeah.
a little leftovers.
Chemtrails.
Yeah, so I'll give you advantage on that. It'll be an Arcana check with advantage because you are using Detect Magic in order to basically boost your ability. Salt, what would you like to do?
Smack my lips to annoy you.
Okay. Hemlock, what would you like to do?
He's pondering.
I mean, because
Oops, all dragons.
I could, aside from
Coming soon.
because we were the ones who were there. It's not like someone else is going to have probably more information than we do about what happened. But was there anybody that I guess I'd like to like question and see if there's anybody who got. I like to talk to either Halifax or Wrexham
Rexon.
and ask
because
if
he was
they
doing the lights.
Yeah, the
Maybe
lights
he saw
is a
something
good person.
strange.
see if they saw something from a different vantage point or if they noticed something
Okay,
recently.
which one of those do you want to talk to?
I'm going to Wrexham first.
Rexon. Okay. Rexon is in the rafters.
Okay.
He enters from the upstairs part of the school in order to get to the light, so there's probably a good chance he was there.
Use your scarves to get up there.
Yeah, repel.
Salt, did you want to take another go?
Yeah. So I will go investigate that booth that's up in the back with the people in it.
The booth in the back with the people in it.
The changing booth, the changing.
No, it's where they do like lights.
Oh,
And
the
sounds.
tech booth.
Yeah.
Oh, the tech area.
Yeah.
Like, so not the green room, but like
the
other
projectionist
area.
room. Yes.
Yeah, the AV room. That's in the far back. Okay.
That is a good vantage point of the entire area.
That is a good vantage point of the entire area. Okay, so we'll start with Wren. Roll your D20 twice to investigate a mystery.
16.
Okay.
17.
Hey.
And I just go, detecting magic.
Do a dance.
Begin detect magic.
And maybe this is wild, guys, but I do feel as if there's some magic around. Go figure.
Is this? Is somebody?
Okay. Is this magic? You have to tell me. So you can hold 2 from investigate a mystery. And I will give you one for free.
Thank you.
The one that I will give you for free is what happened.
Well, don't we know what happened? We were.
Not with the tech magic, you don't.
Oh.
So you can sort of tell there's like a light green energy that has like suffused this area. So the floor where Fizzy was being lifted off, the just the objects in this room, they all have a slight trace of greenish magic, which you know to be transmutation magic, the magic of changing something to something else.
Or minty fresh magic.
Minty fresh magic, popping fresh out the kitchen
I'm
magic.
like, is it like the fresh maker?
Yeah, it is. Yes, it was taught to you by Mentoziak,
Yes.
the maker of the freshness.
I think I heard Fizzy scream, "This is what chewing 5 gum feels like." As she was teleported away.
And a bunch of weird beads dropped out of nowhere.
Whatever that spell was that enveloped Fizzy, it wasn't localized to just Fizzy. It's everything back here, and possibly things like outside of this room. Like everything in this area has been hit by some kind of transmutation magic to change it somehow.
Okay. So that was what happened.
Yep.
Well, I feel like who or what is it or what is being concealed is dumb.
No, what is being concealed? Because obviously the transmutation is concealing something.
Oh, what's being concealed, Joe?
What would be concealed here?
Spill your head.
No, there's nothing.
Oh, well, let me get back to the note.
This
Okay,
is.
well,
Well, I mean,
Emma,
that was your question.
I'm
I mean,
done.
like you asked it. Like,
Oh,
like what in terms of what is actually being hidden here? The answer is nothing. Like you guys can kind of see. It's not like
there's no like a scrap of clothes that came off.
no. I mean, what's back here is just what would be back here. The stuff that you would expect. So like all the equipment to do the show, like all the stuff that should be backstage, prop weapons and costumes and shit, and fucking like. I mean, Fizzy's stuff is back here because Fizzy got here first, but nothing is like, you don't see any magic that you wouldn't.
So just
You don't expect any magic back here, but you definitely don't expect anything, like, you don't see anything that
there's nothing
beyond the
no
transmutation.
secrets.
Nope.
Okay.
So we know it's transmutation magic.
But Fizzy stuff is back there too.
Yeah, we should check that out.
Can I sleuth that
Yeah.
eventually?
Yes, we can sleuth that eventually. Salt, you went to the AV room. There's a little staircase at the back of the auditorium. You walked up, popped the door open because it was unlocked, because why would it be locked? It doesn't make sense. People are practicing back here.
Not a meth lab.
Inside of this room is a series of Arcanist consoles that aren't used to control the lights. It's probably used to control other stuff. There's also some chairs. There's a doorway that leads out to the hallway. What are you trying to find in here?
Any person or thing that might have witnessed what happened.
This would be investigate a mystery.
Okie dokie.
Did somebody set up some sort of cell phone camera?
Well, that's a 7.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's not good.
Oh, you lucked out. You can hold one.
All right. Shit.
That's not good, but whatever. You can hold one. That's cool.
All right.
When have we ever not been able to hold one? What's the role to not hold one?
No, you always get to hold one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
But what do you have to roll above to get 2?
If you roll a complete success, then I just give you one.
Oh.
That's why I said what happened here, then let you pick
You
one.
get a freebie.
Yeah, you always learn something when you try to learn something.
Oh, okay. Man, I wish that was always the case.
I know, right?
Yeah.
What is going to happen?
What is going to happen? Ooh. So inside of this room, like one of the consoles is flashing a bright bluish light. It's got a little button on it. You don't know what it's for. I would go so far as to say the button reads, "Do not touch."
Excellent. Touch, touch, touch.
Very well. You have now touched the button.
3 times.
That does nothing beyond the first touch. You feel in your feet a slight rumbling,
Oh.
as if something deep below you is moving around and shifting. And
Dragons.
looking out on the stage, you see Sheriff Klein is talking with Professor Wisp, and they seem to be taking notice of something on the stage. I don't know if you guys recall what the stage looks like right now, but when the curtain's pulled back, you do see a background. It kind of looks like if your mom had to paint a city street, or your dad had to paint a city street for a school play. But they're kind of like looking around nervously, and then they both leap out of the way of the center of the stage, and the middles of the stage door snaps open like a bear trap. Whoa. And arising from within the stage is like a platform that it looks like kind of looks like a triangle, and on top of that is this. I'm going to go with paper mache. It's a paper mache orb with like a spinning blue crystal in it. Not a real crystal, most likely plastic. From this, you can gather like this is probably some special effect for the play that Fizzy was running. And then Sheriff Klein's like, "Who's back there?"
Me.
I'm imagining you said that to the sound booth thing, and Professor Wisp was like, "Please refrain from interfering with the controls, Miss Maximus."
What the fuck did you say to me?
Hemlock. You have traveled to the rafters where you see Rexon milling about, looking tough. I would say he's probably holding court with 2 ne'er-do-wells who also agreed to do the lights, but are definitely ne'er-do-wells.
Yeah. They're talking about smoking later.
Yeah, they're talking about vaping.
Yeah. Oh.
They're cranking that cotton, my dude. And he's got the big Liberty spike still, looking real intense. And he's talking about, "Yeah, guys, you should have seen it. That chimera, I punched it so fucking good, guys.
Good
I punched it so
Lord.
good." And they're like, tell us again, Rexon." Well, there I was, not afraid. Hang on, guys. One of my fans is here.
Ooh, oh.
I liked him originally, and I'm
Jonesy, get it.
not really digging him.
For the jugular.
I love Rexon so much.
He's like the guy who would call you kid, even though
Yes.
he's like younger.
Younger.
What do you
Yeah.
want, kid?
Yeah.
He's in your same grade, so
Yeah.
he's definitely not older than you.
Yeah. Hey, Rexon, I just real quick. Great job with the lights, by the way.
What? You didn't come up here to talk to me about the lights.
Well-
I can just tell. You came here to talk to me about my sick fighting moves.
No, I don't need to talk to you about them because I saw them in person.
Right.
Okay, that's a good one. Let's give you that one.
Yeah.
What did you want? What's your goal with talking to Rexon right now?
I want to see if he has any information that we don't have about either what Fizzy was doing before we got there, or if he was there at a certain time when we weren't there, and maybe he saw Fizzy. My thought is maybe Fizzy somehow conjured this thing up. I just want to see if he saw anything fishy or weirder than a chimera.
Okay, this will be investigate a mystery,
Yeah.
and this is going to be persuasion.
Okay. What's my persuasion?
Your persuasion should be pretty good.
I'm 0.
You are not very persuasive.
Oh,
You are in no way going to persuade Rexon of jack shit, but give it a shot.
no speechcraft.
That's a 7.
Oh, you get to hold one, my dude.
Cool.
Oh, you got so fucking lucky.
Holden 1.
And this will be contextualized by Rexon.
Okay. If I ask a question that, is he going to give me information I already have? Just if I ask specific questions, because if I ask him like what happened here, he's not going to just recite what I already know. He would give it. He
would tell you what happened from his perspective.
Okay.
Which you don't have.
What is useful or valuable?
What is useful or valuable? Rexon kind of Rexon kind of thinks for a second. I see through you, Jones. I see you trying to convince me, Rexon, to give you some of my valuable time where I could be telling people how to punch better, more.
As one cool dude with rad hair to another cool dude with rad hair.
This is very fucking persuasive.
Just help a brother out. You know, the show can't go on unless we figure out what happened, and then you don't get to shine that light down there, buddy.
Okay. All right, Jonesy. I'll give you this one. I got here first because guess what? I'm the most important part of this show. The lights.
Lord.
It's true. If they were off, we couldn't have the show.
Couldn't have the show.
No.
Be real dark.
And Fizzy told me very specifically I needed to be back here with the lights so they could practice the blocking for the big finale.
Okay.
That's what I was doing back here. And then Fizzy had to go backstage and do whatever. And I'm just over here like, press the buttons, Rexon. And I'm like, I can do so. You know how important the lights are? I could put so many. What are those things called? Scrams?
Filters?
No. The thing.
Scrims.
Scrims? I can put so many scrims on there.
Oh my God.
I'm talking a low pink light.
Oh, man.
Oh man, that's
And then a light green for when they're in the forest part.
Oh, what would be, if you were going to throw in a red, what would that scene be?
Oh, that scene was the scene that we were working on.
Oh, really?
So Rexon goes over and he adjusts the console slightly. And you see that similar to when Salt pressed the button in the back that caused that big globe to appear in the ground, the lights in the whole auditorium change. Like right now the house lights are up, they go down. To which Klein looks up and goes, "What the fuck?" And then descending from the ceiling over the stage is a light hanging down on a series of, it looks like a bunch of fish hooks, but there's a light in the center. So it's like fish hooks going out, and the center is like a single bulb in a reddish black. Like not reddish black, but like it's red, but then there's like black sheets of paper around it to kind of give it this sort of a weird spectrally effect.
Yeah.
And that was, according to Rexon, that was for whatever the last scene was that Fizzy wanted to work on. That's what you got.
Okay.
The three of you, in your various states of doing cool shit, you actually are right there.
Yeah.
Professor Danvers looks to you, Wren, and goes, Home Ec Club Vice President.
Yes. Vice president?
Well, yes, obviously.
No, that works.
Contact the other two. We have business.
Okay.
And you actually can do that because she gave all of you those little brooch pins that let you communicate with each other.
Boop, boop,
I forgot about that.
boop.
Yeah.
Nice.
You guys didn't take advantage of it, but you all, I mean, like as part of being in the Home Ec Club, you all now have, like Dell has one too, these brooch pins that allow you to communicate.
Beep, beep, beep. Del,
On
hello.
there and I go, "Hey, Home Ec Club, Sergeant at Arms and Secretary, get down here."
You see
the
Dell like
sergeant.
giggle a little bit. She's like, that's funny. You guys got that message. I'm assuming you're gonna go and follow along.
Well, I will, but first I'm gonna click the speaker and be like, "Hey Rexon."
What?
Thank you. My Lady Peace called and wanted their hairstyle back from the 90s. You might recall them as the one-hit wonder of Drowning. Okay, bye.
And I go, "Burn."
Three of you away to back where Professor Danvers is, and then she's just like, "We have to hurry to the Home Ec Club right now."
Right now?
And the group of you start walking out. Klein tries to like stop Danvers, and it doesn't work.
Stopping that lady.
She kind of just prattles off some shit like, "You dare speak to me when your clothing is in such dire straits? Look at that stitch. It's falling apart. I refuse to speak to you until you take a little bit more pride in your work."
Like her.
Oh.
And then she keeps walking, and Klein's like, because he's looking at you guys like he knows something happened and you were involved again.
And then I'm making the gesture like,
Foiled again.
By those meddling kids.
Oops, all player characters.
That doesn't flow as
No, it doesn't. That was good. That's a horrible game, actually. It's basically Monopoly. You guys,
all playable.
You guys get back to the home ec room. Professor Danvers puts down her blue crystal on a little stand in the center, and then she kind of waves her hand over it, and then she motions for you, Hemlock, to shut the door. And so you got them door sound effects. Knew I could
Not as
count on
good
you.
as your paper ripping.
Not as good as your paper. Well, no paper to rip. Professor Danvers says, I have seen the magic in the back of that auditorium only once before.
What?
Tell me, what was the play that Fizzy was planning on doing?
Oh my
It
god.
was about a spatchcock chicken and a spectral man.
The spatchcock spectral man.
Yes, that's what it was called.
No.
No.
This was an opportunity for you guys to get some grades if you got even half of the name.
I can barely remember it. It was something, I don't remember it all. No, spatchcock
Not even gonna
spectral man.
pretend.
No, that's just context clues because as far as you can tell, every time she used that blue crystal is used for two things, sending you to an alternate dimension to fight chimeras and cooking.
Yeah.
The name of the play.
Death of a salesman.
That was a great guess.
Okay.
Nailed it.
D20s are for earners.
Oh.
The name of the play was The Tale of Talgon.
Oh yeah.
Hear it.
Oh, yeah.
I never would have remembered that.
No.
And the subtitle was A History, meaning it was a historical play.
So if we had just said a history, that
Yeah, that would have. But you see, you got to understand, like, my expectations of you guys are incredibly low.
I never noticed.
Joe. Right
Doesn't show at all.
You tell Professor Danvers this because I'm assuming that you guys just, so one of you was struck in the head with some kind of brick.
Ow.
Fascinating. Do you children know the story of Talgon?
And we're going to find out.
Yes, you are. Because that is my role as an instructor.
Yeah.
Talgon was a war hero. Lived here in Springwillow about 25 years ago.
no one was alive then.
Well, you weren't alive for sure.
No one was alive then.
There was a time when the Celestian army was traveling through here and they caused quite a mess. Springwillow was the front line for their last crusade. Talgon was a member of the militia, the leader, in fact. Quite a gentleman, him. That was when I last saw the magic. It was related to Talgon. I don't know, a weapon or a tool he had utilized that kind of magic. Very fascinating.
Transmutation.
Transmutation.
Green magic.
A minty fresh magic.
Listen, kids, I don't think Fizzy is anywhere nearby.
What makes you think that?
Well, the fact that he disappeared. But I also think he's probably still alive. Because if he was dead, his soul would have ended up in that blue crystal.
Sorry, what?
I'm sorry, huh?
Excuse me?
How do you know that?
It does a lot of cool things, that crystal.
Are
Now,
you collecting souls?
not collecting. Now,
Let's just stockpiling.
it's basically like, it's an impulse buy, you know? I'm at the store.
I'm at
It's
the
like there's a red
register.
book and like a soul. I mean, I'm already here. I had to get the hot
Might as well
pockets.
just pick it up.
Pick 'em up. I would ask you kids to keep an eye out for anything, well, I hate to say it, green. More likely than not, Fizzy was taken somewhere.
Leprechauns.
Sure, those exist.
Leprechauns are green.
But for the time being, just pay attention, children. There might be something home ec related that appears later on in the evening or possibly tomorrow. Trust me, it'll be hard to miss. The Dungeon Master is very clear on that.
Is he?
He is.
Okay.
Has he seen us play?
We'll be the judge of that.
He has about,
Sober.
he has maybe
today.
30 hours of proof.
Debatable.
But you guys are free for the rest of the evening. What would you like to do?
It's always weird to like have a traumatic event happen and just like, all right, free time.
Go play.
Well, I mean, to be fair, this is not your first rodeo.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, like, in terms of bad things happening, like,
It's always
I
happening.
think that happened to us.
Professor Danvers was basically just like, yeah, Fizzy will pop up again, I'm pretty sure.
She's trustworthy. I want to go read up on Talgor.
Talgon?
Yeah, Talgon.
Talgon.
Yes.
Okay.
Tarragon.
Tarragon.
Tarragon
Yum.
So read up. So I assume go to the library?
Yes.
Okay. You will go to the library. Salt, what would you like to do?
Come with.
Do you have? Well, do you know transmutation magic? Like
Do I?
as
I could make the argument that you would know about it based on Arcana or maybe talking to Genuine, but I don't think any of you are necessarily like an expert in the school of transmutation magic. That's a wizard thing.
Right. I mean, I'll go with Wren. Yeah.
Hemlock, what would you like to do?
I would.
Do whatever you want.
I'm not savvy in the library.
I'd like to go. I wanted to see the thing I wanted to do before we were escorted away from the theater. Is we haven't looked through our handholds in a while,
Oh, you have not looked at your handhold.
and I wanted to see if maybe there was some sort of like.
I'm just gonna say, like, just to move the narrative along, even though you guys didn't say it, you would have thought to check this right away. Holding up your hand in this room, it does show something different. It shows that voided space, but there's no black shape in it. The black shape is gone. You don't know where it is, but it's not there, and you would know if it was there. So it's showing the big black void as is normal,
Okay.
but there's no shape in it. You have no idea what that means.
I want to go talk to Lellard.
You want to go talk to Lellard?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Without me?
You know what? We got to bro out sometimes, me and Lellard.
Be careful.
He's tricky.
Jealous?
A little bit. A little bit.
I want this because this is great, and I feel as if Salt spends more time in the library than Wren. I feel like going to the library was Wren's idea, but I definitely think Salt has spent more time there.
Okay, fine. What are you saying, Jojo?
I would like to see how you guys approach going into the library.
Okay.
So you both come to the Spring Willow Tech Library. It is not late evening, but any kids who are still around are complete nerds. Nerds.
Oh, dorks.
That's what you say when you walk in the door.
Yeah. No, that was what that's verbatim what I said.
There are tons and tons of stacks of books. You can see behind the counter is the large librarian man who is wearing like his big red robe and he has his big bushy beard.
Oh, Santa, yeah.
The Santa
I
man.
remember him.
Go ahead. What are you guys gonna do in here?
So the books are on the inside.
That makes sense.
Where's the history section?
Yeah. Excuse me, darling, whose name I don't know, but I should because I hang out here a lot.
37 books still. You have to check back in. Miss
Yeah,
Manson. 37 books.
Thank you, darling.
Still.
That's great. Okay, darling. So,
Darling.
why don't you?
That offends me.
Why? My friend here.
Hola.
She's never been in a library before. Never in her life.
Does it show?
The the Santa-clad figure reaches underneath the counter of the library and pulls out a big, ornate, black banded chest. He undoes some of the straps on it and pops it open, and you can kind of see that it's like a miniature filing cabinet. He's flipping through various files, and he looks to you and he goes, "Name."
Wren Steffens, Bard.
Flips through. Do you know a Daniel Steffens?
Pops. That's my father.
He's looking through somewhere. He's like,
Cleric.
13 books owed back.
13?
He sets the paper down and seals the banded chest.
Look, man, you can't pass on his debt to me.
It's true. There's no
He's,
death tax on library books.
Really?
You.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And he's alive.
He is alive. That's very true. I didn't assume he was dead. How could anyone die with library books on their conscience?
You're right. It's
You're
hard.
So okay, you're
I'm like, I'm.
yeah, okay.
Oh.
This I'm gonna let you guys do a quick persuasion roll because you're trying to convince the librarian. Because there's no way the librarian's gonna help you solve.
Yeah.
But you're trying to convince the librarian that it's not worth passing on Daniel Steffens' debt to you, and the offer is it doesn't make sense to do that, which is totally a good offer.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make a persuasion roll.
2. Wait.
3.
Hold
Wait
laugh,
for it.
please.
Oh shit! I love
4.
this game.
Hold on. Hold
4.
on. Where is it? +4 and a bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
Are you not going
6.
to let
Okay,
me?
okay. You have to roll at least a 4 on your bardic inspiration.
Someone who's not who's been quarantining. Someone blow on these guys. 4.
Yeah.
You just
Luck of the bard, baby.
the power of charismatic energy. You feel it sizzling in your veins as
From
you
my
whisper.
ancestors.
Is it supposed to smell?
Yes.
And I say whisper because it is a library. And he goes, all right. But if you see Daniel Steffens, you tell him I'm coming for him.
She won't.
Now, what can I help you find? What is your project?
We're looking up any info on Talgon.
As soon as you say the name, the librarian goes, interesting.
Why?
Most students don't learn about Talgon.
We're advanced.
Okay.
The Cha-Cha knows that's bullshit.
He goes, follow me.
Okay.
And he pops out from behind the desk and he walks down the stacks. And he goes to a section of the library and like, not the super far back, but like a middle shelf that is incredibly disorganized. It's very messy. And he goes, now this is what I like to call the salt shelf. And he peruses the top part a little bit, and he finds a thick leather-bound book, pulls it down, and it's titled The Seventh Crusade. Ooh. And he flips through it slightly, and he goes, here is what we have on Talgon. Now, there are other books in the library that I will be trying to find. It's a little bit disorganized. He stares at Salt for a moment, and then he hands He hands you this book. And it's a history of not specifically Talgon, but it's a history of the most recent crusade. If you guys like, you can spend some time like looking through it. So I'll say that this will be an investigate a mystery roll. Like this is a dense book that's covering this history. So go ahead and roll a d20 plus investigation.
Are there pictures in the book?
12.
9 plus 4.
Oh, so neither of you broke a 15.
Why you say it like that?
I only have a +1, yeah.
You can hold 2.
1 and 1?
1 and 1 from investigate. And I'm going to assume it's just both of you like going through the books, and occasionally if you have to look at another book to kind of figure out this one, you just do that. But this is just you studying. So
Yeah. That's
what is useful and valuable?
Yeah.
You look through and you see that the last few weeks of the war were it's described as tumultuous, but it's very vague. It does mention that Talgon was very instrumental in driving out the Celestians, but it sort of doesn't describe how. It says that Talgon just kind of did it, like through guile. But the other thing it definitely says is Talgon did not survive this and died.
He died.
He died. Obviously, but he died as a result of the final battle. It's not exactly clear how.
So there's no mention of him having like an object or... Because isn't that what she said? He had like a...
That's the part that is effectively like basically described that like Talgon had help. That's all they say. Like he had divine assistance in defeating the Celestians. But again, it doesn't say exactly what that means, but it does seem like, which just from what you could remember from what Professor Danvers said, it was like he had some kind of magical object. You know that if it's anything like hers, it's probably a godstone or something. Ooh. So that's one. And then you can hold one more.
Who or what is it? No.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Talgon grew up in Spring Willow. He was probably a farm boy back when the ground wasn't as dangerous. This is... Screw you guys.
The book's right here.
You pull off the shelf. Interesting. The dread pirate Talgon, eh?
Fuck you.
His early life, he spent a lot of time like exploring the Spider Stretch woods. He spent a lot of time like hanging out in town. He didn't go to Spring Willow Academy, oddly enough, but that was probably because it was before the academy was like founded. But it does say that like when the Celestian army attacked, like he stepped up and did what was right, and he was like a natural leader. Like everyone wanted to follow him and liked him. The Celestians attacked, he fended them off to the bitter end, and then finally...
He's kind of a Tom Hanks.
Kind of a Tom Hanks.
Oh.
The only...
Still fresh, man. It's still fresh.
He's alive still. He lived.
The only thing it does say about him sort of specifically is that he had a brother who also lived in town.
Was he cute?
No, it doesn't describe the brother. It just says that like he was survived. The only member of his family that survived the war was his brother.
Is he still alive? Because it was only like 25 years ago.
He might be, but it doesn't say like
Oh.
like you don't know that much about him.
His brother's name is also Tal.
And that's what you've kind of figured out from the library. It takes a couple hours to kind of peruse those facts. Hemlock.
What's up?
Lellard's Games and Vittles is jumping.
Yeah.
The machines are buzzing and vibrating.
It's midday, I'm assuming. It's
It's evening, but like it's loud in here. You can smell like a mutton pizza being just wafting past you as it's being carried to the party room.
Question. Mutton pizza. Is it a pizza that's mutton on top, or is it a piece of mutton that just has cheese and pepperonis on it?
To your question, a question. Are you on a keto diet? Because if you're on keto, what Lellard will do is take a mutton, smash it down, and put more mutton on it.
Definitely
For you.
yes, you are on a cute
Okay,
diet.
so because you can make a crust out of anything.
You can make a crust out of anything. If biology has taught me anything about their all chicken crust,
Correct.
you can make a crust out of fucking anything if you have a strong enough hydraulic press.
Protein every day, bro.
You find Lillard behind the prize counter per usual. He's speaking to Moxie the mouse cat, who is listening very intently, and then looks over to you and is like, "Hi, Hemlock."
Oh God.
and then and then Lillard goes, "Hemlock Jones,
Also not that much better. Okay.
step right up. Might I interest you in a game of chance?"
No.
Then what the hell do you want?
Okay,
I'm busy. Time is money.
See, you should have brought me.
I'm just saying, okay, I know that I'm usually not here by myself to talk to you, but we had an incident at the school, and I just wanted to throw a couple words your way and see if they piqued your interest.
All right. Pique my interest then, Mr. Jones.
Talgon.
Oh, that fucking guy. I hate that guy.
Hated or hate that guy?
I mean, hated, obviously. He's fucking dead.
Okay. Well, that's one fact that I
What do you
know.
want? What about him?
Well, we were doing a play, and unfortunately, you know, Fizzy.
You kids and your plays and your sodas.
You know that little punching bag that Salt likes to keep around on occasion?
You?
No. The other one.
Oh, yeah, I know him.
Yeah. He disappeared with a spectral-looking figure in the backstage. We were doing a play about Talgon, and there was quite a bit of magic left over backstage, and I wanted to see if you might have any insight into that.
Do I have insight into some random form of magic that was backstage at a play that you...
I mean, if you don't know anything, that's fine. I'll balance. It's cool. I just thought you were a guy who knew things.
Would Lellard know this, though, is the real question. I'm trying to think what Lellard would know in this situation, and...
You've been around here for a while, right?
All right. What kind of magic was it?
Transmutation.
It'll cost you.
Tokens?
Asset.
Oh, that's fine.
You don't have one, so you'll be in debt to Lellard.
Oh, don't. No, don't.
If you want to be in debt to Lellard, he'll give you something.
Ooh, DM, can I step in?
You cannot.
Damn.
You were at the library broadening your horizons.
But this is just.
You know what? Sure.
No.
God damn it.
Excellent.
Oh, God.
Moxie,
Motherfucker.
come hither. And Moxie shows up.
Hello.
And it goes, well, hi, little dumpling. If you're going to come back in, you're going to need a stamp. And he pulls out a little, like you would get a stamp on your hand to come back in. He's like, hold out your hand.
Hold it out.
You feel as if something is pressing into your very soul when he presses this small light stamp. It's like, let me check it. And he holds up a little,
Black light.
like a little black light, and you see it, and it's like a swirling vortex that when the light is on it, you can hear a slight yelling.
How many people do we owe like a life debt to now so far in the game?
Just one and just you.
Okay.
Well, you haven't
Well-
seen all my. I pull up my sleeve. I have all these swirls.
Them's the breaks when dealing with this guy.
I'm assuming this is on the hand that I don't have my peekaboo window on.
Yeah, you would have
Okay.
thought that. And he goes, all right, Mr. Jones, I will tell you what I know. So I'm going to let you... You just want to find out what Lellard knows about this magic, right?
I want to see, and really, is there a way to track it? Like how can? 'Cause
Okay. Then yes. So he goes, all right, Mr. Jones,
Transmutation magic, it's a tricky thing. And the reason why is, in an ideal scenario, you don't really know it's there. That's the point of it. Something has become something. Unless you have some of these. And he reaches out from underneath the table and pulls out a set of spectacles
Sweet.
with a wacky...
Like the eyeball with the springs.
No, that's flat, but it looks all spinny.
Oh, like X-ray glasses.
Well,
can
it
put back
says
in the night.
T-ray specs.
Oh, T-ray.
Transmutation ray specs.
Oh, very specific.
Now, he hands them to you, and he goes, when you wear these, you'll see the transmutation magic clear as day, and you'll see it all over the place.
Well, I was going to say, is this going to basically ruin my life?
He just kind of gives you emotion like, come on. Come on. Hey, everybody, it's Jojo the Dungeon Master for the rolls we made, because the real podcast was the rolls we made along the way. Maybe it's is the rolls. Leave a comment if you know if it's is or was. I actually have no idea. Thank you so much for listening to part 2 of the third act, the current arc, which is episode 24. That's pretty great. Let me tell you guys, we started another podcast called Geesebumps, a Did You Mean Goosebumps podcast, and it is also available on Podbean and everywhere else podcasts can be found. And for the last month, we have been like busting our humps to get that puppy out the door. And we finally released it this week. And if you're interested in listening to another comedy podcast by us, go check it out. Geesebumps. It's like Goosebumps, but plural. It's a comedy podcast based on the work of R.L. Stine. Get hype. That podcast finally got out the door this week, and the tremendous amount of pressure that left my shoulders was like tangible. God. And we started it. So like, just for clarity, when we started the rolls we made, if you're coming in late, when we started the rolls we made, we did so with just like 2 episodes, just like episode 1 and the 0 episode, which was on our YouTube channel. And Geesebumps, we released 4 episodes at once, and I made a trailer for it a few days before. So we had to set aside extra time in our recording schedule to record the episodes. And oh God. And I think I need to make that clear for this reason. There is a logic error in the third act part 1 that I didn't catch when I did it. And unfortunately, if you're playing along at home and trying to figure out what's happening, this is sort of important. Halifax did not get cast into the role of Carolyn because that character doesn't exist. She got cast into the role of Caitlin. Halifax's character is Caitlin, and that was a detail that I said intentionally, but I did it wrong. And in the next episode, it doesn't come up, but in the following episode, it does come up that the character's name is actually Caitlin. And I was so embarrassed during the session when I remembered. Oh God. For those of you who've never been a dungeon master, it's rough because you're flying by the seat of your pants, and at the same time you have to it's like you're spinning plates, and every plate is a memory you have to keep just right or you've screwed up the whole adventure. And that is the life I'm living right now. Anyway, I've been overwhelmed, and that's the big thing for me this week is I accidentally gave my group information that they couldn't use. So my bad to them and my bad to you guys. In any event, let's do the ad. How about that? Let's do some ads. Sometimes you need to put stuff on a flat surface. It's not rocket science or brain surgery. It's just a fact. Sometimes you have stuff that needs to go on a level surface, which means you're going to need a table. And if you're wondering where you can get that table, I will tell you right now. That place is Legend Craft, okay? It is a website that sells the extant concept of a table that you can use to place down any number of objects. Legend Craft is a Canadian woodworking business that specializes in making cool, nerdy furniture and accessories for all tabletop games. And that means tables, okay? Tables. 4 legs and a flat top for you to rest stuff. That's what a table is. They make them there. at legendcraft.ca. You can head on over to legendcraft.ca to customize your own gaming table today. And hey, if you want 5% off your purchase, be sure to use the offer code ROLLSWEREMADE at checkout, because all purchases made with the code ROLLSWEREMADE will directly support this show, not unlike how the table will directly support objects that you put on top of it. And if I can't make this clear enough, these tables are baller as heck. You can get them with all the wood grain you want. They can have awesome like velvet inlays with cup holders and spots for dice and laptops. They're awesome. They're awesome. They're great tables. You're going to love these tables. And also they have awesome looking wall shelves. Go check them out. 5% of your purchases will support the show if you use the offer code ROLLSWEREMADE. That website, once again, legendcraft.ca. Legendcraft. Start your legend. The next episode of our show is going to begin on... What? No, I've never said it that way. The next episode of The Rolls We Made is coming out on September. Wowzers. That is highly inappropriate. Sorry, everybody. Whew, boy. The next episode of our show is coming out in a week from now. That's all I'm going to say about it. If you want to support the show other than visiting our sponsors, the best way to do so is to listen to us a bunch. Most podcatchers, and by most I mean all podcatchers, really appreciate it when they see someone listening to a bunch of episodes of a podcast. It really helps with the rankings. It really helps people to discover us. And also just tell your friends. We're having a ball making this story, playing this game, I should say. The story is what comes after the fact. And it's been an incredibly enriching and joyful experience. And this arc in particular is shaping up to be pretty good, pretty wild, as a matter of fact. And with that, I will allow you to return to the episode. Let's see what the gang gets up to next. Bye.
It's like I've been wearing beer goggles my whole life and I'm about to take them off.
It's about to
Now,
get
the
real.
thing with transmutation magic is it's one of the fundamental forces. Things change over time, so you're going to see a lot of it. But I guarantee you, if there's anything unusual, you will know. Lellard hands you the things, and he also gives you, like, I guess maybe like 5 tokens.
Sweet, awesome.
So you can go play some Dragon Chess or fucking whatever. So you got some you got a might time that you got those.
Yeah, those
The
are
T-Ray glasses.
That's a useful thing that I just got.
Yeah.
I feel like you got an asset pretty
Yeah.
much.
I mean, because like we've had.
Well, you don't know what I can do to him now. Now that he's got a debt to Lellard, I get to decide how he pays that.
So do I have these forever now?
Yeah, they're just yours.
Sweet.
He basically gave you something from the prize counter. But by the way, you guys have never taken a look at Lellard's prize counter. It's got some cool shit in it. But now you have T-Ray glasses.
Sweet.
So mark that down. And I'm going to say we move to the next day, and you guys get to have a school event. Unless you guys wanted to like do something else in the night, but
Are you going to Lellards? Steal everything.
no, I can't do that.
Damn.
Moxie would fucking put a quick stop to that
Fucking
one.
Moxie can't take this.
Oh, man. Oh, this is a good
I
one.
like when you say that.
I know.
Never
It's
do.
never good.
Never like it.
You guys are walking through the hallway. You see some kids like getting into a little shoving match.
Hey.
Getting into a little fight, a
Squirmish.
little squirmish.
Fight,
Okay.
fight.
It's one of the Spring Willow Tech kids. It looks like he may have gotten made fun of by one of the Spring Willow High kids. Through hook and crook, various children seeing you guys walk by, being notable students, are like, yeah, they're getting in a fight, Salt, Wren, and Hemlock. You guys gotta help break it up.
Narc? What the shit, bro?
Well, I mean, we don't want the golems to get here, do we?
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah,
well,
I guess that's
no,
a good
we don't.
point.
We
So let's see a quick roll to see if you guys can get some stuff. This will be a strength roll.
18.
One.
Strength.
Where's my strength at?
It's an attribute. It's on the far left.
Oh, 12.
Okay.
I'm gonna die.
Well, you guys managed to hold the kids back just before the golems show up and ask what's going on here.
They ask that?
Well, no,
they
they
gesture.
basically mime it.
They're like a horse. They're like stomping the ground.
But you managed to hold off, and each of the kids who you hold back when they saw that the golems were about to get involved, they're like, "Yo, thanks."
Yeah,
and they kind
sure,
of
guys.
Welcome.
You each can mark down that you've received a popularity.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, some of the events are quick. Not all of them are improv prompts. Some of them are just.
I pull up a chair, I flip it around backwards, I sit on it like.
Turn your head.
Like
turn your head
Riker.
around
I turn my head
too.
backwards. I'm like,
Yeah.
look, kids, it's not cool
right,
to be
kids.
Not cool.
fighting each other.
And you're
We all
Michelle
got
Pfeiffering it.
Yeah.
Pfeiffered them.
Put your feet.
We like to
put
call
your
that
feet
a
up on the
fight.
desk. Fife in it.
Grease 2 style, not Dangerous Minds.
Deep cut.
It is now after school. Hemlock.
Yep.
As soon as like school lets out, you feel the glasses in your pocket start to vibrate slightly, as if they're reacting to something.
Guys, someone's calling me. Hold on.
Hello? You just put on your glasses like hello?
Hello? Where are we at?
You're still in school. This is school just kind of let out and people are leaving the classrooms and stuff. And yeah, the glasses go off.
I whip those bad boys out.
It's sort of interesting when you put on these glasses because you kind of just see the world as it is. Like it doesn't change everything immediately, but the longer you look at stuff, the more it starts to look like different. You look at an apple, like there's just an apple on Professor Callan's desk because Kian, obviously. Looking at this apple, you can tell like weirdly like its entire lifespan, this apple. Like you can see it like being old and withered, and also you can see it like barely grown.
I can see its hopes and its dreams.
You can see its hopes and its dreams. You can see its loves and its fears and its wishes. You
It
can
wanted
see
to be sauce.
it wanted to be sauce, but it's gonna be pie.
Man.
It's rough.
But as you're seeing it, you can tell like that's the energy. It's transmutation. That apple is going to change over time. And
Entropy, gotcha.
it's kind of like, and everything in the room is sort of like that. You can look at a desk and see it the same way. And also, you look out a window on a side of the school as you're walking out the door of the classroom, and you see a bright green globe, like a huge green globe, coming from the direction of the merchant quarter.
Huh.
And it's big, like it's real big.
Is it floating there?
No, it's kind of like a dome. And when you pull your glasses up a little bit, it's gone. You do not see it. But when you put them down, it's definitely there.
Okay. So it's like a dome covering the merchant's area?
A dome of greenish magic.
All right.
Biodome.
Biodome.
Oh, shit.
There's about to be some trouble in this bubble.
Hell yeah.
Wait, don't we have a friend in the merchant quarter? Well, a friend. I have an acquaintance.
Chloe. You know Chloe.
Yeah.
Do you mean
DJ Clobar. He breaks this party open.
Don't you're never gonna live it down.
Yeah, Chloe is there.
Do you guys want to go check in with Chloe?
Oh, I was gonna ask, how important is Talgon's brother to the things that are going on?
Are you asking me, the dungeon master?
Yes, DM.
I will not tell you that.
Well, I wanted to see if I can go to the DMV and ask my parents to look him up to get his
great.
address.
That's such a good fucking idea.
I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget.
That's such a good fucking idea. Yeah, okay. You go and do that.
Okay.
Hemlock, you're going to check out the dome though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on like a Hemlock adventure right now. I'm checking in with
think
all
we're
our
all-
NPCs right now.
I think we all need to gather information. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go check in with Chloe.
Salt, what are you going to do?
I'm going to use my status as a rich kid to go talk to the sheriff and ask some questions.
Oh, great. Oh, fuck yes. Okay. Hemlock, yours is going to be last.
Oh, God.
Mine's going to be
First.
I feel like we should get this.
Okay,
one out of the
fine,
way.
yeah. Salt, you head over to the sheriff's office knowing full well that, like, you guys are kind of in investigative mode. Like, so you head over to the sheriff's office, pop open the door. It's not a flurry of activity. It usually isn't. And I say it usually isn't because for sure you've been here before. For sure you've been here before.
I like to watch people get arrested.
Yeah, that's what you say. You get into the lobby. Deputy Linnell is at her desk. There's not like a reception area or anything like that. It's kind of like an open plan office. Deputy Linnell is at her desk. She looks up and sees you, and she goes, "Miss Maximus,
Yes.
what did you do?"
When have I ever? Actually, don't answer that. I'm here. I'm here about what I didn't do, which is send my friend into another dimension with some kind of green power. Ringing any bells? Anything for you?
I mean, yes, Salt, it does ring bells. What did you have another statement? Did you have something to elaborate on? What is it you want?
Yeah. So we wanted to know about what you know.
Drop the charm bomb. Do it.
You want to do what exactly?
Okay, so we're trying to find out more about what might have taken my friend. And we were told that there was magic involved. And I was going to ask you if you could help or if you knew anything because
Make
you're
a,
good person.
This is a PSI roll for sure because you're appealing to Linnell's sense of kindness.
Did you make yourself cry?
Yes.
We're about to find out. What'd you get? It's a persuasion.
Persuasion? Okay.
The offer is Linnell is very nice and kind, and you care about your friend, which is a good offer.
Yeah. 9 plus 5.
So 14?
Yeah.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Linnell goes, and she sits back in her desk and she goes, I'm going to walk down to the corner market. I'm going to get myself a tea, and I'm going to walk back. If you would like to ask me any questions while I walk down there, I will try to answer you.
Ooh, off
She
campus.
stands up, and then she walks out of the sheriff's office, and she starts walking down the street. You can hold 2 from Investigate a Mystery. And I'm sorry, you hold 1 from Investigate a Mystery, and I will give you 1. And it's basically what is being concealed here, which is the thing that, like, basically I think you probably wanted to get from Deputy Linnell. Yeah. She says that, listen, kid, I'm going to be honest with you. We have no idea where Fizzy really went. We are trusting that you guys told the truth and that some kind of magic was involved. If I'm being completely honest here, we're out of our depth. We reached out to an expert from afar to give us a hand in this one. They're new in town, but they know a little bit about magic and possibly this one, and especially about ferreting out magic that did something.
Oh, great.
As a matter of fact, they're going to be by later today. That's what's being concealed here. They had to get in contact with an expert because they have no fucking clue what happened to Fizzy. And you can hold 1.
Yeah. Okay. So,
I would have had her talk to Klein, but then I realized, like, there's no way Klein will talk to you. No way in hell he will
I'm
ever.
so persuasive.
But Linnell, you totally could. So
I'm gonna work on him.
yeah, that'll take some time.
I'm gonna get to him. Okay. So, what is useful or valuable?
What is useful or valuable? Linnell spends her time talking about this information. She gets to the corner store. She buys a tea, like she said, exactly like she said. And she starts walking back. And I'm guessing you're kind of like keeping pace with her. As she gets close to the other end of the street, back to the sheriff's office, she looks to you and she says, I know you didn't have anything to do with Fizzy's disappearance. And I know you didn't have anything to do with any of the stuff that's gone on this year. I know that deep, deep, deep down. But trust me when I say I am alone in that belief. Salt, you need to be very, very careful how you navigate finding out what happened to Fizzy.
She's telling Salt this?
Yes. Well, because Salt asked.
I did ask.
I can't really tell you anything beyond this because, truthfully speaking, they don't want me to know too much about it. What? But trust me when I say that not everyone looks kindly on your Babysitter's Club shit that you and your friends do.
I love that you called it that.
Yeah, topical.
We've been watching that too.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Is it good?
It actually is pretty
It's
good.
actually
fucking
pretty good.
rips.
The 90s movie?
No, the new series on
Yeah,
Netflix.
Netflix.
Yeah. It's
That 90s. Okay, this wrong. This is our podcast.
Isn't Blake
Jojo.
Lively in that? Anyway, yeah.
Boxcar Children
right.
and Babysitters Club.
Linnell goes back inside of the office, and that was some information you got. You know that they contacted an expert. She doesn't know exactly who the expert is, but it's definitely someone who's new in town. Mm-hmm. And also, they suspect you of other things, you and the gang. You guys haven't been under the radar that much. Wren,
Bitch, what?
you get to the DMV.
Hey.
There's a line out the fucking
Of
door.
course, always. But there's 35 desks, but only 5 people working.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works.
Yep.
Walking in, you see a bunch of people yelling, and then you see Daniel Steffens sitting behind a counter, flipping through a ledger.
Yeah.
And you know, this is his oldest trick in the book.
Just pretending. Shit.
Yep. So he's kind of oblivious to the world as he flips through this book.
I creep up and I'm gonna go, hey.
Okay.
Like, I need this form.
That'll be a dexterity roll.
Does everyone at the DMV like know you?
I don't know.
We'll find out.
16.
Oh, fucking
Hey.
yeah. So describe this. You sneak up to the glass,
Yeah.
and then what do you do?
Well, on my way up, I just grab like a form
Okay.
because I'm gonna trick him.
Okay.
And I go up and I see him flip it, and then I come up and I just go, "Excuse me, sir, I have a question about this form, article whatever."
And he goes, yeah, ma'am, you know, article whatever is not very easy to.
Okay, Dad, it's not funny when you're really not paying attention.
Wren!
Yeah.
Hey, honey!
Hey.
I'm on break! What else is new?
Oh, someone says that.
Yeah. Come on back. What's up? And he gives you a big hug.
I give him a hug too.
And then everyone kind of goes, ah. And then some people were like, fuck.
Yeah, she just got here.
Well, why doesn't she have to take a number? He walks you to the DMV area, like behind the desk,
Yeah.
behind the glass partition, where it actually is just sort of just like a bureaucrat's office. There's lots of papers and things. You see a big old pile of plates that were for Arcanist mobiles. They're very low in number. It's like the highest number is like 30. Like there's not a lot of these cars.
Yeah.
But you get back there and you see Ellen. She's filling out it looks like some paperwork at her desk. She has her own little office.
Or she's high
She's like,
up.
honey, look who came to visit us. She looks up. She's like, oh, hey, sweetheart.
Hey.
Everything okay?
Oh,
You don't typically
yeah.
come visit the DMV.
I know. Well, I have a project at school. We're doing some history stuff on this guy. You guys were alive like 25 years ago, right?
Yeah, we for sure were.
Okay, yeah, for sure. That's what I thought. I have to ask. It's part of the paper. But I'm specifically covering this guy, Talgon, and I understand that he had a brother, and I want to know if maybe
Make an insight check.
yeah. Don't let me finish. That's fine.
No. This is just what
Leave it
this is
right
what
note.
Wren would do. She would make an insight check right now.
11.
Okay. As soon as you say the name Talgon, Ellen immediately, like, very slightly reacts.
How so?
Not like that. When Ellen Steffens is trying to not tell the truth,
She's got to tell.
she's got to tell. And her tell is she bites part of her lip very slightly and only for a second, and then she stops. And you clock that immediately.
Boom.
Boom, what, dear?
What are you hiding? I know you.
What is this assignment exactly? It's just what?
Oh, it's just the history of the Seventh Crusade, and we're just trying to.
I'm really glad you said that.
I know.
Daniel's like, well, we gotta. I mean, it's for school. And then Ellen's like,
It's purely educational purposes, nothing weird.
Then you have your tell that goes.
and she looks down and she's like, okay. And then Daniel's like, she's probably old enough, right? And then Ellen's like,
Talgon, your dad?
I know. I'm like,
she's not your dad now. Daniel Steffens is your dad.
yeah.
For sure. That's canon.
No, yeah. See, the brother?
Okay, have a seat. There are a couple chairs in here. Like
Well, she has her
Ellen's a supervisor,
Of course she
obviously.
is.
She goes up and she slides the little door. I didn't describe this, but in thinking about the layout of this office, it's just like it's a couple chairs and a desk, but she has like a sliding a sliding door that has like the paper, like a paper sliding door.
Like a
you know?
Japanese?
Yeah. At the DMV. This is a classy DMV.
Yeah.
That's not going to stop angry people from getting in there, but yeah.
I know they're just gonna run right through
But
it.
her office is like behind the glass.
It's like feng shui in there.
Yeah. She cares a lot about the vibe,
Does
man.
she have like a rock fountain?
She sits down. She's like, okay, you know about Talgon at all? Anything?
A little bit.
He was a soldier. And then Daniel's like, He nods, like that's a good way to describe it. Basically, like affirming, basically what he said. And she goes, and well, I didn't. You have to understand, dear. Back then, it was a very dire time. One thing you know about Ellen Steffens that you've known for a very long time is she loves to wear like long sleeve shirts and like turtlenecks and things. She's very much a sweater type mom.
She's got tattoos.
Someone's covering some.
She and you've seen them occasionally. Like she doesn't show them at work for sure.
Oh,
Is your mom a fucking crusader?
That time you walked in on your parents having sex, you definitely saw.
You saw all of them.
As you get older, yeah. I mean, hey, how do you think you got here? So that's what Daniel said.
Therapy.
She holds up her arm, and Daniel's like, he looks a little nervous at this. And she reaches over and she pulls up her sleeve. It is a tattoo. It's
called henna.
no, it's not Hannah.
Good ass.
It looks like a tangle of lines actually, but then you look closer and you recognize it. It's like a city map. It's like a street map. And she says, you've seen this before, obviously. Look a little closer. And then when you look a little closer, you see that the tattoo is covering up something. It's covering up a web of scar tissue.
Oh.
And we'll get into why that is after we do Hemlocks, because you are going to be talking to Ellen for a grip.
More Wren trauma coming up.
No, this isn't Wren. This isn't Wren trauma. This is Wren elaboration.
Oh, get the therapist on the line.
Hemlock, you get to the merchant quarter, no problem at all.
I feel like I'd be really comfortable in the merchant.
Oh,
quarter.
well, not only that, like you know the city like the back of your hand. That's your thing.
Oh, the other one.
Yeah, that hand has a lot going on right now. Oh shit, is that hand
My
busy?
hands are full of weird shit right
Yeah, you got a lot in there, and not just the doves and the handkerchiefs and shit.
Yeah.
The holes and the soul binds and fucking who knows what else.
If I could just figure out how to make a dove appear through my hand hole, that would make this whole magic thing much
Beatrix would
easier.
be very impressed.
Yeah. No, would she? No, she wouldn't.
No, she would. She would be like, "Good trick. I can do it too."
Where's the wires?
The T-ray glasses are telling you like this is the edge of the bubble, big green bubble. You getting close to it, still don't see shit. You don't see jack shit about this bubble, but you gotten close to it now. As you get closer, you can kind of see into it, and it looks sort of like as you get closer, it's greenish, but it kind of looks like a soap bubble a little bit. Like there's kind of a swirling color,
Like a viscous kind of.
yeah, like a membrane.
Okay.
And as you get close to it, you kind of feel like a little weird, actually.
I've gone to the merchant quarter before. Have
Billion
I
times.
never? So obviously the glasses are like making it more relevant, the feeling, because I can see it. But like, do I have any recollection of there being any weird vibe going in here before?
Nope.
Okay.
But it is greenish.
Here's what I'd like to do. The hand that does not have the hole in it,
The whole hand.
the non-hole hand, as I like to call it, I want to stick it through the bubble, and I want to look through my whole hand and see if anything changes with my hand once it goes through the bubble.
This is your big plan.
It's one part of a larger plan that I have.
Okay.
Can't hurt to try.
All right. Yeah.
The hand holds that enough.
You put your hand. You put your hand in the bubble, and you immediately. It feels like cold, like you've stuck it into a frozen river. And then you hold up your whole hand. You see what you saw before, that void space without anything. Now I will say, do you try to pull your hand back? Because it doesn't work if you try that. Your hand is now stuck.
Whoops.
Well, shit. Now my hand's stuck, guys. Well, if I have my hand cut off, and this is the hand that has a stamp, which says that I owe.
That doesn't mean it leaves your soul. Unfortunately.
Oh, it's a soul deck.
The soul stamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give out an exasperated sigh.
Okay.
Raspberry.
Shucks.
It's not. Is it? Does it feel? Is it hurt, or can I just not move it? Like I don't have.
Can't move it.
Like inaction.
May as well be crushed in stone.
All right. I beat my little stone to talk to my link shell.
Okay, you tap your link shell. Who are you trying to reach?
It's against my better judgment, but Salt.
What's up, bitch?
You've just concluded your conversation with Deputy Linnell.
I've got a situation here. If you could come over, and if you could grab Wren on the way, I mean that'd be cool. But like,
You're not going to grab Wren on the way.
Okay.
maybe grab Danvers. Maybe swing by the school. I've got
You could call her. Oh.
Well, you've reached Salt, so
Yeah.
it's fine. Okay.
Yeah,
Salt, I'm going to ask you, are you going to do that? Are you going to try to get help, or are you just going to go there?
It's so far out of the way. I'm just gonna go there. I don't want to. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all.
I fucking love that.
don't like that.
You just go there.
That was bad.
You do not have the T-ray glasses. So you go to the location that Hemlock describes, and when you see him, what you see is Hemlock is just, it looks like he's standing on like the sidewalk doing some kind of living statue thing. His hand is just like stuck right out.
Street magic again, huh?
Does this look like street magic?
Yeah.
Can I flex my fingers?
You can't feel anything.
So I can't move my arm on the other side of the green orb.
No, but Salt can see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can see the green orb? You
No,
see
she cannot see the green
Okay.
orb.
Glass.
We're okay. I fling the glasses over to her. I'm like, here, take a peek, toots.
And I completely miss, and I have to go run to pick him up because I can't catch him.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, do you?
Oh, shit. Oh, for fuck's sake. That was just for narrative.
If they break, I swear to God, I will lose my mind.
They don't break. They just land in the street in the bubble area. And you go to pick them up. And as soon as you do, Salt, something happens to you.
I become great.
No, but from Hemlock's perspective, you walked into the bubble and now are just standing completely still. By the way, people are moving back and forth through the threshold of the bubble.
Just us.
Just you guys.
Super.
So now you're frozen?
She's frozen.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Can't say that. You're frozen.
Fuck you.
Can't say that either.
Yeah.
I'd wave to you from inside the bubble, but I can't. Hey, so she can't talk right now?
Nope. She's going to blow you up. What do you want to do, Hemlock?
Say it, coward.
All
Say
right.
it.
So I'm going to call. Well, I love Wren. I feel like getting Danvers here would probably be more.
Have it? Oh, yeah. I was going to say, can't you call Genuine now? Because we've seen him. But Danvers would probably know.
Yeah, I'm gonna link shell Danvers, and I'm gonna give a very detailed explanation on how to approach this scene.
Okay. While he does that, Wren,
Yeah.
Ellen describes a little bit more about what happened. And she says, when the Celestians arrived, it was very sudden. That was what I remember the most. I might have been about your age, actually. They came from the woods. They came from the north, and they swept through the north part of town like a brush fire. There were buildings burned down. There were people dying in the streets. It was terrible. At the end of the first day, most of us had fled south and were hiding in fields and barns and things. And that was probably the first time I saw him. He was very normal. He was a very normal guy. And he said, we can't just wait for this to happen. We have to do something. And then Daniel nods, like, we have to do something. Yep. And she goes, and the next day, I went to the middle of town and I found one of the guards, and I took their armor and their weapons. They'd been struck down, and I killed somebody. It was a dragoon, a fighter, and from then on, like, that's what I did for quite a while.
Dang.
And then Daniel's like, no, like, it's how we met, dear. It's not a romantic story, Daniel. I was like, yeah, but I mean, it kind of is.
Yo,
No, it's
you were
not.
killing people too?
He's like, no, honey, I was a chef.
That tracks.
That's generous. He was good at making field rations. You tried the pickles?
Yeah.
Where do you think you learned that?
Oh.
Yeah.
From pickling bodies.
I didn't see Talgon very much for the long haul. I mean, like, the Celestians were here for months, maybe years. It blurs together, but I do remember the last time that I saw him. It was probably towards the end of the occupation. And now we will cut to Salt, what is going on with you.
Just screaming internally.
No, not screaming internally. Salt, when you passed through that bubble, you felt a wave of energy pass over you, like a huge one, like a huge wave of energy. And as it's happening, you keep your eyes open slightly, and you can tell you're moving through some kind of space that's like tangible. Like it's almost like a hallway is moving around you. And while you're there, you see our good buddy, Genuine. And he goes, so you're the first one this time around. Hot diggity dog, I'm going to love this.
I hate you.
No, you don't. By the way, how you getting on with your ma?
Why don't you suck my dick?
Not so good, huh?
Shut up.
Don't worry about it. We'll figure that one out. But here's the fun part. You better keep your eyes blocked for a second.
All right.
And then Genuine turns as the hallway nears its end. You see a very bright light. And then, Salt, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Believe in yourself.
Believe in the me that believes in you, and you got a 1, didn't you?
No. Thank God.
Got
Thought
a
it was a
2.
1 at first. I got a 7.
Yeah, what's your wisdom at?
Oh, yeah, no, you got a 12 because your wisdom saving throw is +3.
Oh, thank God.
You quickly hold your hand up to block, and you feel a spray of dust wash over your hand, like maybe some small rocks and stuff. And you hear a tremendously loud, like a banging sound, like a building falling over, and the sound of rubble splashing everywhere. And when you pull your hand back, you are in the merchant quarter, exactly where you were when you just saw Hemlock, except now the scene is very, very different. One, it's very cloudy, which it was not before. It was just kind of like a sort of a cooler, getting close to a winter's day, but it was not super cloudy and super dark. You see ahead of you a skirmish, we'll call it, between several people dressed in kind of, it looks like just like random like thick pads or like cloaks and things like that, just random clothes, against a group of people in like plate mail, like heavy armor that each of them have a long lance. And after a few moments, they cut one of the people that, like one of the people in the cloaks down, and they hit the dirt and they start bleeding out. And you hear behind you another big, loud explosion sound. And when you turn to see it, you see that you are in Springwellow.
Oh, shit.
I know it's a big reveal, except it looks like the buildings are much shorter. If there are buildings, and the walls are caved in a lot of places, and it looks like a bomb went off here.
We're going back in time.
Back to the future. Get in where we're going. We don't need. Okay.
Get on the pooter scooter. Let's go back.
And this is what we'll stop on because this is fun for me. You see, like, as you turn around, you see like movement on a roof. It looks like someone's running around on a roof, and then you see a couple more people running around on roofs. There's a series of low roofs that run along a few streets, and the people you see running along are wearing like goggles. Their outfits kind of look like eggs, like they kind of roundish black egg outfits, but they're also carrying these like badass looking like claw hand weapons. Whoa. And then you hear a rumbling noise in front of you, and then you see tumbling down the street a massive crystalline globe. And inside of it is this spinning blue triangular shape. It looks like a light. And it's on these track wheels that looks kind of like a tank. And you realize you are standing in the middle of these two groups, and you can tell like, oh shit, something's about to pop off. And then you hear a voice in your head. And it's Fizzy's voice. And it says,